Shopify just shipped something in the winter 2026 release that most merchants missed. It's called Rollouts. And if you've ever paid for an A/B testing app, scheduled a Black Friday theme swap at 2 a.m., or been nervous about pushing a change live in case it tanked your conversion rate, then this is for you. I'm Yusuf. I build Shopify apps and themes for a living, and I've been inside the Rollouts early access for a while now. And in this video, I'll show you what it does, where it falls short, and I'll run a real A/B test on a product page so you can see the whole workflow, how to set it up, how to get it working on your store. So most people are calling this Shopify's A/B testing tool. That's kind of selling it a little bit short there, because Rollouts does three things. First, you can schedule theme changes, set them to go live at a specific time, and roll back automatically when the campaign ends. So you can use that for like Black Friday sales or things like that, limited time only sales. And secondly, you can split traffic. So you can send some shoppers to a new version and keep the rest on your old one. And the third thing you can do is you can edit the new version inside the normal Shopify theme editor. You don't need to clone your themes or have extra apps, and you won't have extra scripts loading on every page. And that last part is actually quite a big deal, because every A/B testing app you've used before this, it loads JavaScript and swaps things on the page after it loads, and gives you like a flicker and layout shift. Now Rollouts runs on Shopify's side, so Shopify picks which version to show before the page is even sent, and then there's no flicker, there's no layout shift, and then there's no slowdown either. One thing to know before we go further is splitting traffic only works on the advanced plan or higher. Cheaper plans can still schedule changes, but the actual A/B testing is paywalled. So let me show you where this lives and what it looks like. Now here we are on the Shopify dashboard, and as you can see, I am on the advanced plan. As a basic plan on Shopify, you have access to rollouts, but they are limited in scope. So basically all you can do in the advanced plan, or the basic plan, is schedule theme changes and then have those changes unapplied after a certain time. And this is usually useful for when you have sales. So you can, for example, have the banner say 50% off for the next 24 hours only, and then unapply that at an exact time. So that's available to basic plans. Advanced plans, they will have A/B testing and all that stuff. So let me show you exactly where this lives. If you go here on the left to markets, and then you click on rollouts, and it's an interesting place that they've put it under markets, because I think what they want people to do is actually create rollouts for specific geo regions. So let's say, for example, you're selling in Australia and New Zealand. For example, there's a holiday in New Zealand and there isn't a holiday in Australia. So this would allow you to do a rollout and only apply those changes to New Zealand, and you'll be good. So here, to create the rollout, all you got to do is click create rollout. And in this video, I'm actually going to show you a little A/B test that I usually do for clients, and it's going to be very simple. So if you want to follow along with that after I show you all these features, then you can go ahead and do that. It's called the PDP buy box trust test, and PDP stands for product display page. Buy box is the area near the add to cart button, and the trust test is trust test. So we're trying to get people to trust us a little bit more. Now we're going to launch this to all visitors, and this is the part which won't be available on basic plan, but you get this on the advanced plan, and you can select how many people you want to actually see this new A/B test. So we can select a launch time, and let's say it'll launch at 6:30, and then we can add changes. Now I can't add changes at the moment because I need to actually save this first, and before I can save that, I have to put an end date. Now there is a drop down here, and to explain these two, the first one, it will roll back to 0%, meaning that when you do the test, after the test is over, it will stop the test completely, and it will wait for you to tell it what to do or do something. And will be applied permanently means it will select the winner from the two tests. So let's say, for example, one of them is changing the add to cart button to red, and your default one is usually blue. Now, if the red one is showing better data, then that one will be permanently applied after the fact. So after this test is over, then they will pick the winner. So we're going to just select a default random end date here. And now we can click save. And then once we click save, we can actually click add changes and then click add theme changes. Now, as you can see, this opens up in Shopify's native theme editor. And that's the major advantage in using this rollout feature, is that you get to use the Shopify theme editor to make any changes to your store. All right, so that's the tool. I am going to set up the PDP buy box trust test next. And if you want to watch along and see how I set that up, please go ahead. Otherwise, you can skip ahead and go to the portion where I talk about rollouts and how it is different to existing A/B testing tools and where it kind of falls short. So let's get started with our first A/B test. So most stores, they send their paid traffic straight to a product page that looks very similar to this. And most product pages have the same problem. The add to cart button here is just sitting there on its own, and it's not answering any questions that the buyer might have about this, let's say this snowboard, right? So what we want to do is add some things that will kind of reinforce their buying decision. So for snowboards, I mean, the first thing you're going to think is, how much is this going to cost me in shipping? So we want to answer that. And the other thing we want to do with a snowboard in particular is just reassure them that there is a manufacturer warranty or warranty of any kind, and that if they do change their mind, they can return it. And this is basically standard across all e-commerce stores, and I highly recommend people do add this sort of stuff. So we're going to add that in. I've coded up the liquid for this store here. I'm just going to enable it. And as you can see, when you do enable it, it comes up with this little green thing saying that that's part of the A/B test. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is actually change the add to cart button to something a little bit more enticing so that they click that button now. And for this specific case, I'm going to use the words add to cart and then ships today, so that when they do click that button, they know, okay, it's going to ship today. Obviously, if you can't guarantee that, don't do that. But for the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to put that in now. And to do that is not going to be as easy as editing in this editor, because it does not allow that. What I have to do is actually go into the code. But once I'm done with the code, I'll come back onto the screen and show you what it looks like. So here we are with the redesigned product page with the add to cart button changed, as well as the icons underneath. There's actually a third thing that I would normally do here, and that's to make the add to cart button sticky on mobile so that it follows the shopper down the page. It's one of the highest impact changes you can make on a product page, but it's a bit more involved than what we're doing today, and I don't really want you to go down a rabbit hole on your first rollout. So if you want help getting a sticky add to cart set up on your store, then check out the links in the description. And just to show you the difference between this and what we had before, we can just click through and see that we don't have that icons, as well as the text on the add to cart button has been changed. Now we can click save here. And once that's saved, we can have a look at our rollout here. And just in case you didn't actually watch the previous section, in that section we created a rollout and we managed to get the traffic going 50-50 across the control and the new version of our product page. This is all great, but before you cancel your A/B testing app, you need to know what Rollouts can't do. So right now, Rollouts is a theme and storefront tool, and that's it. You can't do price testing, no discount testing, no checkout tests, and no audience targeting. So if you want to test whether $49 converts better than like $59, Rollouts can't do that for you. If you want to test a different checkout flow, Rollouts can't do that either. And another thing I like to do sometimes is to do product description tests. And yeah, Rollouts can't do that either. Now, Shopify has said publicly that Rollouts will cover products, discounts, and more surfaces over time. But for today, this is the theme level layout changes. Copy, images, trust signals, buy box stuff. You can just change things inside of the theme. either way, this is something that we never had before, so it's very welcome, and it makes A/B testing approachable and usable by the average store. So here's the honest take. If you're running serious CRO with a pricing science or checkout optimization, keep your current setup. But if you're testing stuff that most merchants need to test, which is layouts, trust, copy, different elements on the page, then Rollouts is probably already enough, and it's free. So if this video saved you the cost of an A/B testing app, the next step is actually figuring out what to test. I'm working on a video right now where I'll share 7 A/B tests you can run on your store this week. The ones that consistently move conversion rate and not just the surface level stuff. If you want that the moment I publish it, then hit subscribe and you'll be notified. And I'll see you in that one.